Yeah.
You know, calling
Yeah.
his calling the people that studied his works Yorkies,
Yeah.
children of the corn. You remember the children of the corn, they follow Malachi,
Right.
right?
Right.
So when they made fun of them being children of the corn, I was like, they don't even know how accurate they talking.
Right.
Because we came from the maze. And once you come out of the maze, you can't be tricked again. Because you've already been turned every which way but loose.
Right. That's deep right there. Put my pen in. Okay. Nice. Yeah, I got a tape on the coin carving, the one that you told me. I did one on that one already,
Yeah.
and
I didn't have you add the Popo Vu in there though. When I
hey,
should have.
feel it.
P-O P-O-L-V-U-H. It's 3 words.
All right, I got you. I got you. Cool. I'm gonna look at it. Oh yeah, I've seen this word before.
Yeah, that's the Aztec Bible.
Yeah,
If you need a comparative analysis of what it is.
all right, Aztec Bible. Yeah, I'm gonna get on it. I'm gonna get on it. You already know how I do. They call me SpongeBob Circle Pants. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, SpongeBob Circle Pants, and with a combination of Mr. McGruff, the crime dog, man. I sniff niggas out, man. We sniff niggas out. Hey, y'all, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, show Ross some love. We got for the people that was asking, we got the Cash App on the screen, and then we got PayPal as well. I don't know if he got the Vimo. I don't know if he got Vimo or not.
I don't have Vimo. All I got is PayPal and Cash App.
Okay, all right. Yeah, so we got that on the screen. That is the correct Cash App for the guy that asked. Yeah, y'all, we out, y'all. Peace and
he was like, so some of the people, they look like Rod, like a guy.
Oh yeah. I remember.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. So, and I had already had that conversation with you about me and misperceived as a celebrity, and ain't nothing I'm doing got nothing to do with entertainment.
Mm-hmm. Right. Indeed.
Right. So, I just wanted to mention that because a lot of people probably didn't know where you was going with that, and I was like, man, he quoted me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not here for that. Like, I don't see people as greater than or less than I am.
Indeed.
You know, so I respect people for the work they put in, and hopefully that's what they respect me for. But
Indeed.
all that celebrity stuff, I'm not with that celebrity worship bullshit. I'm not with it. But we can honor and respect each other within our lanes without, being offensive to other people. Like, there's a lot of people that I just won't listen to, but you don't hear me on here bashing them.
Right. Yeah.
Because I know we all got to fight the fight from a different angle, and we have to fight it how we see it. And if everybody's seeing everything the same way, we wouldn't make no progress.
At all. Let me ask you this real quick, Rob, before we start the show, since you started like that, and we talked about the whole celebrity worship thing. What do you think about, because you and Billy both are into the whole Anunnaki thing, when he talks about this worship gene? What's your thoughts on this worship thing, gene? Because maybe people got the worship gene. Maybe that's why they just can't, they have to see you like a celebrity because they got that worship gene in them. You know what I'm saying?
It's also called the alpha gene.
The alpha?
Yeah. So you ever see a wolf pack, right?
Yeah.
Wolf pack got an alpha. What's the alpha job? He to be the leader, right?
Yeah.
Humans are pack animals. Gorillas is pack animals. All pack animals gotta have an animal that take the lead when the appropriate time comes for the situation. Right? All pack animals don't operate like that. Like the human, for instance, the most flashy, glamorous, glitzy person to us, that's who we follow. If you notice, most of the time I be on these lives, I be disheveled to the mofo.
You be chill. You mean chill mode? You be on chill mode.
But it's also Ride the Madman. Because you gotta remember, when I first came out, people called me crazy. I was, bald head, clean shave. They was calling me crazy. So I said, okay, since I'm crazy, I might as well look the part. Maybe they'll listen to the message then.
Wow.
right? So I became Rod the Madman, based off a character of Khalil Gibran called John the Madman.
Wow, that's deep. That's deep.
So in the John the Madman story, all these priests was out there BSing the people. But John was the only one alive. He had his own Bible. Then nobody else had a Bible but the priests.
Right.
So he reading what the Bible saying this to the priests, like them ninjas ran. Right? So he started telling people, y'all stop following them frauds and them fakes. They lying to y'all. Just like the clergy today.
Right.
They all lying. They know they lying because they taught in eschatology school, the ones who went, that the origin of the Bible and the origin of the stories came from Kemet. And ancient papyri became the Bible over time, but they was derived from different locations. Right? New Testament is not written in Greek. I mean in Hebrew. It's written in Greek. So while we looking for Hebrew definitions to define the Greek writing, that's ass backwards. And that's why I keep thinking that Isis is Jesus and Jesus is a man with a feminine qualities. That's it. Right? So we rather believe in Jesus as a pale-faced, hippie-looking metrosexual surfing on the cloud than to accept the reality that the Dark Mother, the Black Madonna, Offset, Isis, Mary, Mother Mary, Hail Mary, Mother of God. Well, what do that make her? Right? So they told the story, but they gave you an innuendo to mislead you from it. So in John Madman, he told them, stop following them frauds. And the people was like, John, crazy in the morning, John, crazy, John, crazy. But over time, everything John was saying was materializing like what you called and asked me yesterday. It's not that I'm prophetic, it's that they showing us everything, and I'm telling you that I don't see the same thing that everybody else do. And if you see what I see, then this is anticipation. This is what you're gonna see next.
Yo, Rod, speaking of prophetic, so I did a show with Griff, and a couple of people emailed me, and they was like, and even in the chat, I'm looking at the chat, we was talking about the whole Trump thing, and they're like, yo, that's exactly what Rod was talking about. Now I done did so many interviews, I done asked thousands of questions. I'm like, damn, what did Rod? Because you don't listen. Hold up, you done said so much stuff that came to fruition, and you be saying things. And I'll be like, Rod, get the F out of here. I'm like, Rod, I ain't going for that. And then 5 months later, it happened or something like that. So when they said this, I said, oh shit, what Rod said down. So what? Tell the people, what did you tell us was going to happen that happened for them to say the thing with what went down in D.C. with the National Guard and all that? What exactly did you say on my program, my brother?
Before I tell you that, you know they just started shipping them into Chicago today.
No, I did not know. No.
I woke up to the receipt this morning. The lady was filming them rolling down the streets of Chicago. So, that being said, what I had told you, Brother Rich, is that in the process of returning everything back to the tribes, they had to reverse engineer everything. DC had to first be reclaimed by the Republic from the Crown of England Corporation, the Crown Corporation. And once that happened, we knew it took place because Donald Trump renamed it the District of America. Remember that?
Yeah.
Okay, then once he renamed it as the District of America, now the next phase before they give it back to the tribes is they have to dismantle the structure. And in order for them to do that, they have to have security in place to prevent an outside force from instituting a hostile takeover during the changing of the guard. Right? So the National Guard have to be rolled out before the transition of government completion is announced to the people. So you remember I told you on that one show, I was like, when you were like Virgo season, I was like, yeah, somewhere between September and October, we gonna see something big, but I don't know what it is. I say, but every sign is leading to something big being popping off around September, October. Now put a pin in that because I'm gonna come back to it. Now, the National Guard, the test run last year was in New York when they took over the subways, and I told everybody that's a test run for a national rollout. The purpose being is that everything has to be secured to keep us from being invaded by a foreign force while the transitional teams is reinstituting a new form of government right in front of everybody's face. What you think all them executive orders is for? Right? This is the foundation for the fall of the cabal, which was actually the royal crown of England and the papacy of Rome. They was the ones that was holding the purse strings to the war machine in the Pentagon. And the Pentagon is operating under the control out of bankers from the Federal Reserve out of DC. So in order for us to take it all back, they have to deploy the National Guard. I did another video about a year and a half ago, and I was like, when they roll out the National Guard, tell y'all children to honor the curfew, not because we scared of them, but because they finna give it to us. They finna give it all back to us, and the easier it is to make the transition, being the smoother everything go, the faster we can get it back. But when we put up a fight, when somebody trying to do something to assist you, like a drowning person, you can't go and pull a drowning person out head on. You got to come up behind them, because if you don't, they gonna drown you while they drowning. It's the same philosophy. I've been walking everybody through the continuity of government over the last 5 years. And about 2 years ago, I started telling y'all we at the beginning or the end of the continuity of government. Then earlier this year, I said we at the end of the end game now. And that's when I was able to say, okay, based on the movements of everything going on in the government, they about to roll the National Guard out before September. Right? Because something big is going to happen between September and October. That's where the PM at. Now, the irony to that is that they have several massive UFO ships that's supposed to be here. One November, one October, and one is sitting right next to the moon with a bunch of smaller ships. So all this stuff they already reported. Like, I'm not the reporter. I'm just reporting what the reporter reported. But what do it mean, right? And when we liberate Earth, we liberate galaxies. And the one
says that, Sister Myra says that, yeah.
Yeah, because there's a tyranny that came to Earth that didn't have nothing to do with us, that had to be purged. The side effect of that is everywhere that was affected before they got here get the same remedy that we institute once we overthrow the wickedness. This is your 6,000-year rule of the devil. He got 6,000 years to either take over and make us all slaves, or one of us gonna break out. Right?
And Rob, real quick, because I literally I was just about to say this. Somebody in the comments just said the question I was about to ask. Now, Rod, all right, so if this
the government ain't got anything to do with the
Rob, let me real quick.
Okay.
Let's bring it back. Let's make this logical. If this is a movie, say this is a movie. We all talk about a game, right? If we analyze any movie, Rod, with a bad guy, the bad guy goes out with a bang. The bad guy's not giving anything back, Rod, like that. It's not no ending where he just hands it back. The bad guy goes out with a bang, Rod. That shit is a hell of a ending of a movie. What makes you think this movie called Planet Earth 2025 episode whatever is going to be any different? Why would the bad guy just give something back? This so-called bad guy.
The thing is, the bad guy ain't gave nothing back. We took it back.
How?
By oral tradition of the ancient ways. In the oral tradition of the ancient ways, all we got to do is show who did it, how they did it, when they did it, where they did it, and why they did it. You know, so we went through who, what, where, why, and how. We ended up discovering who the perpetrator was. Putting it in the public domain allow all of the tribes to access the information. Whether they believe it or don't believe it is irrelevant to the underlying fact that one of us, Earthborn, spotted the anomalies and pointed them out, and most of us thought that the one who pointed them out was a madman, right? But he ain't the only one pointing them out, but tying all of the other people pointing them out together is the defining difference. Blood in the right, Earthborn. We don't got the blood in the right. Our energy is galactic, intergalactic, but our physiology is Earthborn, right? So if your blood is tied to the liquids of the earth, your platinum, your whole periodic table of elements, it's all in your blood. And by activating that energy, you get to see the shift. And then they gave us what's called signs to read to determine if all of this stuff is fantasy fiction or a well-placed plan passed off as a prophecy. I think it's a well-placed plan passed off as a prophecy when they tell you it's going to be earthquakes in diverse places, flooding, tornadoes, and hurricanes, and that it's going to be volcanoes erupting that haven't erupted in years. And all of that stuff has been going on in the last 60 days.
Indeed. No, you're right. You're right.
It's a convergence of signs and symbols, Brother Rich. And if you know how to read the symbolism, remember, which one of them said that symbols is going to be their undoing. When we learn how to read signs and symbols, we going to be able to see everything they doing and expose it to the general public. That's what people like. Everybody got their role to play. And you got people like Brother Billy Carson. They telling you that all this stuff is written about as the cycles in the ancient times and what they did to the genome. And all of this means something. But when you're only looking at a one-dimensional perspective and you're not looking at it from a unified field theory, you will never put it together.
Indeed. Yeah. You know, and so all right, so I'm glad that you spoke on that because, you know, like I said, you said a lot of things was going to happen and they end up happening, and I'm like, this dude Rod be on the money. So I'm like, you know, I gotta, you know, I forgot about that. I want to thank everybody for reminding me of that. I also want to talk to you, Rod, about this thing. A lot of people said that NASA, and some people said that it was a fake story. I'm not sure if it's real or fake, but they said that NASA said that they seen African American looking aliens coming off a cigar-shaped ship. Now, I know a lot of the speakers in the past talked about cigar-shaped ships. So, and I had a conversation with you last night, and you mentioned something to me about Black Adams, and I'm like, Rob, man, what the heck? I'm like, bro, we got to talk about this, man. You talked about Iki and Black Adams. So, talk to me about these ships, whether, I don't know if the story is real or not at this point, but talk to me about these ships, these African-American looking aliens, and what exactly is Black Adams?
Okay, we're going to get into all that real quick. So the origin story of the cylindrical ship that landed on an army base in Florida. The guy who was telling the story was being interviewed on some news channel overseas somewhere. And she was asking them to describe the aliens that was on the cigar-shaped craft. And he was describing it, and he said the best way I can describe them is they look like African Americans, right? So I'm already knowing what he's talking about because when he say African Americans, he is looking at it from the Europeanized story of the ancient ones.
Right.
So the signature is the goatee, beard, and the afro. Right. For clarification, if you go to my Facebook page and you look at my background, it's gonna have one of those guys on there in artistic format. Right. Let me show you. So these are the sons of Ikki. This is on my
Okay.
yeah. So we used to call them the sons of Ikki for a reason. Everything that you see,
They look like you, Ron, with the goatee and the afro, man. They look like you.
but look, because they look like the indigenous Americans.
Indeed.
Right. Okay. Now, the cylindrical craft is not an inleo craft. Inleo craft look a little different. Inky, he got self penis envy. Like he loved his phallus. Right. So all of the phallic symbols, your obelisk and all of that, that's Inky worship. But you're not gonna never see it without it being by a Vesica Pisces, right? Which is the Yoni, because he don't believe in two phalluses occupying or two kings ruling the same kingdom, right? So his ship is cylindrical and it's a telltale sign. They even describe it in several Bible stories as being large cigar-shaped craft by description and measurement. Those are Inky's craft. Enlil use a different type of craft, right? So when you see the disc-shaped stuff, those are lesser scientists with different areas of control, right? The little fast flying disc, any of those craft can warp. They can warp. I mean, they can go from being over here and in a moment's notice they on the other side of the world, right? Because they draw two spaces together and they jump energetically from this space to this space, which instantly moved them either around the world or even to another planet somewhere else.